I'm Amy with One Mommy Scrapping, and I'm here with a Christmas layout. I'm participating in a YouTube hop by Becky at My Creative Life called 12 Days of Christmas Stories. Becky is doing a giveaway for a Scrapbook.com gift certificate. All you have to do is subscribe to each of the amazing channels in this hop and comment on each video. The links are down below. This giveaway is open to both US and international subscribers. So let's get started. So I was going through and wanting to use some of my older papers, and of course came upon Basic Gray, which is my perennial favorite for anything. And after going through a number of their Christmas collections that I have, I settled on this one, which was the last one I looked at because it's my favorite and I wanted to try to branch out. But I couldn't find anything that would really go well with this photo. This is my daughter last year meeting Santa. And actually looking at this, you don't think it goes very well either, I would assume, because I sure didn't. Until I went and pulled out the letter stickers. I really liked how the different shades of red in the background went with the red font here. And then there's a lot of silver in it, and the blue helped to bring out the cooler tones in the silver. So I decided to go through and pull out some that focused more on the red and the blue instead of the pinks and the maroons and greens that were in there. So I'm going to set that aside. This is the sticker sheet, and you can see a lot of this isn't quite going to go with it. But there is enough that I think I can get this to work. There are some great ornaments in here and some of these little circles, and they're all set up that I can easily put them into groups of 3. So I'm going to set my photo kind of off to the side here. So this was the first one I came up with. It's got this beautiful stripe on it, but I love the almost whitish cream or cream white. I don't know. It's not bright white. It isn't bright white like in the photo, but there are a lot of different shades of white in here. My daughter's tights are a different shade than Santa's fur on him, and then there's even some different whites in there, and you've got this silver reflection which comes off looking white. So I'm okay with having a creamier white. I won't be using this side as much as I love stripes, but it was pulled for this. This one I wanted a paper that had all of the colors in the collection in it. That way it would look like everything did indeed go together, and having something that was blue in there wouldn't necessarily stand out as much. The other side is their solid, I don't know, maroon? What would you call that color? It's very pretty. It's very purpley red. Here's the solid blue. I mean, I think this looks quite nice on here. It does cool the photo down quite a bit. But that I pulled, and then I also, oh, the other side of that is this really lovely Christmas ornament. And then the last full sheet that I pulled is this white solid of theirs, and their solids are always distressed. This is the other side. This one has a lot of pink in it. I really do like the pattern, but I think with the pink and maroon, it's just going to be too much. So I may try using this white side. And then I have my scraps. This one, I've got a number that still have the full branding strip, so at least still 12 inches in one direction. But this one, obviously, I cut the circle out. And I was thinking about using this as a background paper. So if I trim down the blue, then you've got another instance of all of the colors showing up, but not having those other colors be the main focus. You'd still be focused on the blue. And then I have a number of smaller scraps. This is from another sheet. I love this diamond pattern. This pattern I intend on using. I have this strip, which is the back half of that. And again, it goes completely across. Here's a fuller piece of the diamonds. This is the same pattern as this one, but in a different colorway, obviously. This one has trees on the back. I think I'm going to use this side because, if I use it, because it's got a lot of the more traditional colors, and I think it would blend well as like a background. I may use this side on that one. I've got this one, which has the little wrapped candies, and then the green with the delicate pattern, and then a larger scrap of the blue on the one side with the ornaments. Because I'm planning on using the blue 12 by 12 sheet I have as the biggest background, I doubt I'll use these as scraps, but the ornaments could work well. So I've got my smaller ones. And then for embellishments, I pulled, let's see, I pulled a stencil. I believe this is from Echo Park. And then this pasties putting on the glitz. It's kind of an iridescent one. It dries I want to say it dries clear, but it doesn't. I've used it on white paper, and obviously it's white then, but I've used it on another colored paper, and it pulled the color out and kind of tinted the stars. Well, in this case it would be stars, but tinted the stencil that I put through like that. So I quite like this. So I think I might use that. That'll bring in some nice tones. I pulled out Recollections glitter tape. I've got my Silver Stickles, a Simple Stories Christmas roller stamp. This, which is for my Journal Your Christmas kit, which I have had forever, but I thought I might be able to finally use. I pulled out some brads in white, blue, and red that I thought would work. I also have some stars. Obviously, I'm not going to use the gold, but I've got the silver ones. I don't know where those came from. Have these foil stickers. I've only used the Ho Ho Ho. They're little outline ones. They're from Making Memories. They're line art stickers. 2007. It's about time I get these on a page. But what I liked were the trees here. I don't know how well you can see that. But it would be great to pull out those line art trees, and they've got 3 sets, so that would be good for my groups of 3. And it's got 3 different snowflakes. It's got some different stars. So I have some options to pull in some of the silver metallic. And then going through my scrap bin, I found the silver foil paper, and I figured I might use my Martha Stewart snowflake punch. So we'll see about that. So right now I am going to go and trim down my paper and trim down some of my layers, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have my layers cut now, and I've kind of done a little messy stack going on. I'm gonna set these aside. Actually, I'm not gonna set them aside. I'm gonna grab my pencil real quick. I want to do some mixed media on here. And so I need to get that, I need to set it aside so I can dry. But I've gone and marked just 3 small dots, kind of at the corners of where I want my stars to be. So that gives me an idea. This parts here will be under the photo, under the layout, so you won't be able to see them, but it gives me a guideline. And I am really messy when I do this. So I am going to tape it down so hopefully it doesn't shift as much. And I've already lost where that dot is. It's right there. Okay. So maybe it won't shift quite as badly. And then I've lost it again. Where's that dot? There it is. And then I can get it to work. So this is putting on the Glitz Shimmers by Shimmers Paints. I don't have much mixed media supplies by that company, but Miranda Weber recommended this to me, and so I got it in one of my secret, not secret kits. All right, now, okay, well, this was not expected. So I'll have to do some sort of embellishment there, but that's okay. Since the stars are there, I can grow some sort of embellishment cluster there. All right, let's try in this corner now. Sometimes that happens. I have learned I just have to embrace the mess. I'm sorry if you just got my head in that shot there. Just gotta embrace it and keep going, because mixed media is very messy. All right, and then some down here. The other part about mixed media that I'm still, I lost my dot, there it is. I'm still trying to reconcile myself with is that you can't just do everything at once. I'm very much of a put it down, move on to the next step. But with mixed media, you put it down and you have to wait for it to dry, and then you can move on to the next step. So I am going to set this aside to dry, hopefully not peeling up any paper this time. There we go. Set it on my incredibly fancy drying rack of the stack of boxes next to my desk that I still have to clean. All right, rub this down real quick with a baby wipe. Ooh, maybe, you know, fold the thing while I'm at it. Okay, set that kind of over up there to dry where you can't see it. Dry off my thing here. All right. This is the part that I am starting to get used to now with mixed media. Is I am not one to assemble from the top down normally. I assemble from the bottom up. But when the bottom is still drying, I obviously can't do that. So I have started learning how to do from the top down, and that sounds like it really shouldn't matter. I mean, you're still getting the same exact result, you know, but for me it's just hard. So I went ahead first with this really pretty maroon one. I gave it a wider border than I normally do because it is a larger photo. And then I've got some of these scraps right here. A lot of this, I think, except for this paper right here with the, that I just glued the picture to, and then the holly berry one there, I think everything else is from scraps. Those are the only full sheets I cut into. Ink, ink, ink. Okay, so I hate not using this side. I love those stripes. I love stripes so much. Okay, I want to kind of do that. And then, well, that was loud. I'm sorry for hurting your ears there, folks. Put that there. I may trim that down. I haven't quite decided yet. So this I am making in November, and that is very out of the ordinary for me since I tend not to do a lot of Christmas stuff until after Thanksgiving. It drives my husband and my daughter absolutely mad that I don't like to do, I need to put that blue in a little bit further, that I don't like to do Christmas early. Now this paper is ripping, I don't really care. So that ripped up, no worries to me, I don't mind. But I do want to move this over. I just want this faintest bit of a pattern. So for me, making this layout in November is very out of the ordinary. My husband about fell over when I told him. I am gonna cut that down. There we go. Nope, that's crooked. I admire people who can just cut well without having to get their trimmer in it. I like my glass cutting mat, but I knock things over all the time and it's noisy and I don't like that part of it. So I'm sorry, folks. Now I said I wasn't going to include a lot of green, and here I am, have this huge green piece of paper. A lot of it's going to get covered up. I think I ripped the corner a little bit there, but with the ink on there, you won't be able to tell. I mean, I just noticed just now. Oh my goodness. I'm going to need to get like foam padding. All right. Yeah, I like that. And then this is going to go at the bottom, almost like a little shelf. That was one of the things in one of Shamil's classes that we did is to make a shelf so it doesn't look like it's floating. So sometimes I like to just literally get a long sheet out and use it as a literal shelf. There's something you don't see me use anymore, branding strips. I always save those now. Okay, whoa. You shifted just as I laid you down. Don't do that now. Okay. So it kind of, to me, is like Santa's little village. That's why I chose that. Oh. All right. So this is still drying. You can see how it's starting. You can see the stars. At least I can right now. It's starting to pull a little bit of that blue into the shimmers, pasties, so that it kind of, you're kind of seeing it. I don't want to actually lay it down. I just want to make sure that I didn't screw anything up by cutting that blue. No, I think I'm still good. So right now I'm going to leave this to dry. I have my fan going. It's very warm in the house today, even though it's November and like only 50 some outside. But I'm going to let this dry and I will be back to finish the page when it is. Okay, so my stars are dry. You can see them now. You can see how it's just pulled up a little bit of the color. And I don't know if it's actually like, I don't think it's pulling up the ink or anything from the actual paper, but it just magnifies the color. I don't know how. It's magic. I'm just going with that. So my dots are here, here, and here, and I have this ready. So I want to make sure it gets placed where you can see. I want you to be able to see the, there we go. It goes just like that. Well, you can see all the little stars peeking out, but you can't see the my pencil dots. So let's see if I can do that again and get it right exactly where I want it. Won't need to move you over a smidge and down. There we go. So there's the paper rip. So I will have to put something there. So here are my embellishment options that I've got pulled right now. I still have a whole lot of stuff I can do. I've got my silver stickles. Those will probably go on last if I use them. I've got this bow, which might look cute right there. I actually kind of like it right there. I need to put my title in. My title will probably go over here. I don't have a lot of journaling about this. I'm just going to probably put a sentence or two in what she asked for. Her big gift desire for this picture was getting a Nintendo 3DS XL with Galaxy cover. That is exactly how she would tell anybody what she wanted. So I'm just going to do visiting Santa, and I've used both of my S's, so that's going to be a little harder to do then. So we'll just do it in not lowercase because I have no S's there either. Let me see if I have another alphabet. I do. Okay. So I've got this. These are the mini monograms. I don't want to use that. I've actually got 2 more alphabets, so that's good. Let's take one of these capital S's and leave that within reach because I'm going to need it for the visiting part too. All right, S. I loved these letter stickers from Basic Gray. I wish they had a couple different fonts they used, but when they were using these in particular, those lines, these are some of my favorites. There's a scripty one, and then they went into where they'd put like 3 different alphabets in it. I wasn't a huge fan of those because there was a lot of block types and they were all different sizes. I like that you had your color choices here. So let's see. I'm gonna spell the other word backwards. Ooh, maybe. Let's see if I can not rip my letters up. I-N-G. So I need another N. I'm out of N's, but I have these U's I can just flip. I. Ugh. And it's eyes with the tiny little dots. Oh, and I'm going to have to put 2 of them in. Visit. That ends with a T. I need my other alphabet. The reason I'm doing the second word backwards is because I want it to end at the same spot. Oh, just scooch this over just a smidge. And I don't mind the first part overlapping my layers. I need another I. Yes. Oh my goodness, another I. Oh, hold on, my little bit didn't come out of the S there. Just stick on the back of my hand. So have that go over those layers, and then I need a capital V. And this is going to go over the photo just a bit, which I normally don't do. But I really don't have many options right now. So let's see if I can get these teeny tiny little dots. Hold on a second. It's something that I can pick them up with. Just gonna knock everything over on my desk. Don't mind me, it's how I normally roll. Does anybody else hate fonts with tiny little eye dots? Oh my gosh. I had someone tell me what these little dots are called. Apparently they're called tittles. I don't think I'll tell my third graders that. I would anticipate a lot of laughter. I lost the dot. There it is. Oh, come on. Doodlebug has some great little skinny alphas, and then they've got these little microscopic little dots for the eyes. Like, that isn't happening, folks. So, visiting Santa. All right, let me pick up what I dropped so I don't roll over it with my chair. It's photos that fell on the floor. Cap this. I've already stabbed myself once with it today. Don't need to do that again. But now that I have that out, I can use that for the brads. And I've been thinking about maybe doing some tabs with this. Let me grab my tab punch. I have it over here in my drawer. Easy access. I love this thing. So, I want to do something where I can do a little bit of tucking. I like to tuck. And wherever I tuck it, or whatever I punch out, I guess, I need to have it be light enough because I want to still use these pattern papers that I've got lying around. Okay, and then, so that one's going to have ho, ho, ho. Let me grab my ink. It's this one. I think, let's do Storm Cloud. A little stamp. I have a, does it fit on there? Yeah, that'll fit. I have a Post-it note over here that I stamp stuff on just as a, I just lost my train of thought, that I can do my little practice stampings on. I still like this. This could go here. No, I still like it here. I'm going to need a glue dot for that. So I need another piece of paper. So I ended up not using this one at all, which is fine. Here we go. Here's some of my scraps. Okay, so I can do something with this. Get another little bit in. Just fits. And then this one too. All right, normally I would have thrown all that away by now, so I'm glad I didn't. Okay. So we're gonna tuck, see that one's under the actual photo, so we're gonna tuck this one in right there. So I kind of want to do, I mean, these are obviously gonna be where my groupings are. Come on. There we go. Okay. And then let's see here. What does that say? I can't read that. Believe. Merry Christmas. I like believe. Where'd that go? Here we go. That one I like. I lost my ink. We'll add that one right there. And of course it doesn't quite work. All right, no worries. Throw that one away. I've got more paper. If I can punch it out here, maybe. All right, let's stamp first. The ink's not on the lid there. Come on. There we go. If I stamp first, then I'm not going over all those layers, see? Learn from me, folks. Stamp first, then add. Okay, yep, you can just see a little bit of the green around there. And then on this one, this one's gonna go over here. like it right there. And what do I want it to say? Was there one that said Be Jolly? Yes. Be Jolly. And it didn't come out, but you know what? I didn't want to use that side anyways. I was going to use this little candy side. That's right. Let's see if I can get it to come out now. Be Jolly. They're not really bold, and with the pattern, I know it's harder to see, but I'm just trying to add a little bit of texture in there. Just a little something. Okay, I'm done with those. Let's set that aside. Set my little paper scraps here aside. Lower this because it's like almost mirrored on the other one. There we go. I don't want them at the same height. I want to create a little bit of a triangle. Okay, yeah, they're there. So let's see, one of my gold stars came off. Set that aside. So I pulled out the white, red, and blue. Is there any, before I put those in, is there anything in here I want to use? I want to use some of these. I want to use some different ones. Okay. Oh, I want to ink these too. Sometimes I ink my stickers, sometimes I don't. These don't have a glossy finish on them, so it's a little easier to ink them. We're going to put the pink one up here because that's going to be next to the blue. Put that there, and then I need to make sure this one I build down now, so that way it goes to where the stars are. And this one's gonna go right in here. There we go. Still have to put something there. So I said to build down, so I think that's a perfect reason to go right there. See if that'll work. Comes off. And there, just a little bit more texture added in. Don't want to knock that over. So embellishments I've pulled and haven't used yet are the stickles, my snowflake punch, and I have managed to lose the silver pieces of paper that go with it. And then these brads and tape. So I think my snowflake punch, oh, and these, I forgot about those. Aha! They were hiding. Those, these, and these stars also. So I have a little more than I thought I did. But I think what I'm going to do with the snowflake is use that to cover up here. But first, let's see if we can fit in these silver trees. Somewhere in here, my tweezers, my incredibly messy tool drawer. Okay, oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. I never ever thought about using stickers like this when I was younger and I first started scrapbooking. I've been scrapbooking for 20 years now. So I have a lot of old stuff in my stash. We're going to use this over here. So 2007 is a long time ago. It's in the early part of my, first half of my scrapbooking career, so, well, not career. Although that would be nice. I'd love to make a career of scrapbooking one day. Okay, there we go. So I've got my little silver trees. Yay, I used more of those. Is there anything else in here I could use? The stars. I might pull in some of these snowflakes. But first, I want to punch these. I don't know if I want to punch, which direction to punch them in. Oh, I quite like how that came out. Let me punch one the other way. Yep, that works. Okay, so, oh, that's not gonna work. I will make it work. It will work by the time I am done with it. That one's definitely gonna go right there. let me mess up my punch there because I dropped it. I swear, scrapbooking is always an adventure when I'm involved. Let me pull out my mini glue dots. So this I can put here, and what I think I'll end up doing is just trimming off the edges. Pull out multiple snowflakes for each grouping. And then before I glue those down, I'm going to add in, there we go. I'm going to add in some of these snowflakes. So this one being the smallest. Oh, can I even get that off? There we go. I'm going to put over here. There we go. And then before I forget, there we go. All right, so this little cluster is done with the snowflake section. This big one I'm going to put up at the top. Oh, these are hard. No, I ripped it. No ripping. Did I rip it? No, it's got little tiny, oh my gosh, it's got little tiny pieces on the inside. Okay, I take it back. I was just thinking, why didn't I use these? These are so cool. I know why I didn't use them now. Because they're, like, annoying. Okay, come on, come off my finger. Okay, this is gonna need a snowflake on top of it because this is looking funky. Whoa, I don't know what we did there. Oh, it keeps sticking to my finger. There we go. So I'm gonna stick this one then right in there because I ain't playing that game. I am not peeling up those little teeny tiny pieces. Those can just stay in there. Okay, and then last but not least, this has a little tiny circle in the middle, and that can stay on the paper tip. I don't care that much. Ooh, I might not use it at all. Look what happened. It decided to stick to itself. Well, this one's dead, sadly. But you know what? I've got this little silver flower right here, and it's not annoying. So we're gonna put that right up here. So we still have our three, like, whatever. We still got the three little snowflakes or whatever, even though it's not actually a snowflake. We're gonna put that there. We're gonna put this there. I just realized I do not know the date of this, but that's not a problem. All right, and again, before I forget, let me trim. And you can see I managed to use this piece of paper as an entire background page when it was missing a big chunk. And I actually quite like that. This feels very spread out. This is where I think some of the brads are going to come in handy. So let me put the lid on my ink so my ink doesn't dry out on me. I'm gonna put one up here. Now, I am not much of a brad person. I really just never quite, where's the blue one? Never quite got into the millions of brads. I tried, I really did, but they killed my fingernails. And so I really stayed away from them. I tried to. I mean, my collection would argue with me on that, but my husband probably would too. I didn't have the stash that some people have. But man, I will say, I scoffed at getting this little tool to like poke holes and split the things apart. Dang, I was an idiot for not getting this thing sooner. I think I would have used brads a whole heck of a lot more if I had. Now off camera, I will tell you, I will go back with the brads and put washi tape on the back to cover it up so it doesn't dent whatever page is on the other side. because I've had that happen before, and so I used to not do that. Yeah, I learned my lesson, let me just say. Washi tape on the back, and let's be honest, we all have a million rolls of washi tape. We're not ever going to use it all. I still have my first roll of washi tape. It's getting lower, but it's not gone yet. This one right over here. I don't think I'm going to end up using this glitter tape. I love it. Candy cane patterns, candy cane stripe patterns are my favorite stuff for Christmas, but it just doesn't, I don't know. I'm not feeling it today. Come on. And then one, whoop, excuse you. That is not what you're supposed to do. And see, now I don't have to take it with my fingernail. I don't stab myself. Have you ever stabbed yourself under your fingernail? Yeah, that's the worst. Put that there. I want to rotate that because it's got a little bit of paint coming off. Okay. So, I think that my layout is finished. Oh, no, I wanted to add the silver stickles. And I know it's like you're adding, I've got silver outlines, I've got silver snowflakes, I've got sparkles in the brads, but I really do like, I love my stickles. I think I've got almost every color, and I don't use them like I should. Nuvo drops are the new thing, which I love Nuvo drops, but this is why I don't use them, because they clog all the dang time. There's my little pin. See if I can get it unclogged. There we go. Whoop, excuse you. All right, it's right here. So what was I saying? I don't use them as much. But you know what? At Christmas time, they are brilliant to use. They add just such a nice little thing. And when you put them down, they look very dimensional. They dry a lot flatter. So they are a rather nice alternative to Nuvo drops. I don't have any of the Nuvo glitter drops. I'm trying to stay away from those. So my layout is complete. Off camera, I am going to add the date down here. I know we went and saw Santa in November of last year before Thanksgiving, because that was the easiest time to get an appointment with him. But I can't do that until after these have dried. So I'll date it, and then I'll probably put a sentence or two of journaling right down here. I hope you enjoyed watching. Remember, subscribe and comment on all the videos in this hop to be entered into the scrapbook.com gift certificate. And I hope you guys have a wonderful December and a very Merry Christmas. Bye.